I'm seeing a lot of real good relationships with agents and their lenders, right? How important is that relationship?
Look, I was thinking about this when I was driving over here today. When a real estate agent gives me a referral, right? Real estate agents in the last year, 2 years or so, agents and mortgage people, we've had a rough couple of years as far as just the market and just people being out there and doing things with real estate has been down. And so when I get a referral from a real estate agent, I understand the importance of that that relationship that the agent has with their client is so important, and they're trusting me. They're trusting me with that person's financials, with the process going smoothly along the way, knowing I'm going to be there to help them and communicate with them from A to Z. You have to have that. You have to have that trust. If you're giving somebody a lead, I feel like this, if I'm giving a lead to a real estate agent, it's thinking about, who's going to be the best fit? Who do I know is going to be there and guide them along the way so there's no surprises? So having that relationship and having that trust between an agent and a lender is absolutely imperative. You have to know and be able to trust that they're going to know the rules, be knowledgeable in their field, and be there along the way and guide people in such a way that has their best interest always, number one.
Some things you're doing with the agents that you have these relationships with that's kind of maybe tag teaming, going after new business, that you're kind of helping each other.
Yeah, so a lot of it is database driven right now. Myself and a lot of the agents that I talk to is trying to nurture their sphere. They're people that they've already worked with, past clients, door knocking neighborhoods, trying to get whatever new loan products might be out there and making sure that their clients know about them, know about all the options that could be out there. And so it's really tag teaming with various different ways. A lot of people are on the AI automation thing right now, which I do think is important, but I also think it's very important to get back to the relationships that you have with people that you have already done business with, people that you're hoping to do business with because you admire the way that they work and you know that you're going to be a great fit for each other, and really doubling down on what those relationships are. Not just with each other, with agents and lenders, but with your clients, your past clients, their family, so that they know that somebody's on their side and looking out for them.
What about things like open houses? During COVID and like coming out of it, there was like open houses kind of died for a little bit, but they seem like they're like back with a vengeance right now.
Yes.
And I think it's people, obviously wanting to, it's hard getting business if you're an agent, but I think now I'm seeing a lot of lenders, kind of collaborating in that department. What are you guys doing in that to bring something to the table for the open house?
Open houses have a lot of benefits to everybody. So I've been doing a ton of them recently with my agents for a lot of reasons. It's time with the agent, number one. Number two, it is they're so busy, open houses right now, that it just helps to have more than one person there to make sure you're saying hi to people, making sure you're capturing, any questions that they have. Just to have another person there is also super helpful for the agent. And so also buyers that are coming in, we see a lot of buyers coming in with their agents, or they have an agent. And so, or they're just out, this is their very first time. They just are, with whomever, and they just want to see a home and are just getting their feet wet, just starting the process. So look, it's an opportunity to be in front of people that are going to buy a house at some point or interested in buying a home. It's a captive audience of people that are doing that. So why would you not want to be there, to have that?
Well, with having you there, you're able, if they had any questions about affordability or whatnot, you're right there.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. And we have beautiful flyers that we print with financing for the home so they can see what do those numbers look like? How does that shake out? Even a rough idea of that, so that if they see that and they're like, whoa, that's wild. I don't know if I could do that. At least then they have an expectation, right? And it's also just being there to help and be as be another person there to help my real estate partner.
Well, especially because I had the chance to witness one over the weekend, and there's a crap load of people that come through these things right now, and it's like one agent is, because I know agents who will go in there and just like, hey, go show yourself around. But in my experience, actually being active in the open house is the best way to do it. The gives you the best opportunity to pull something out of it. And if one person, there's just no way. You just can't do it.
Yep.
So with open houses that you do, what are some things that you see that work really well as far as like, is it food? Is it getting them boozed up? Like
So it really depends. I've done some, happy hour open houses, and they do seem to do pretty well, like on the Thursday or Friday night at the happy hour time. Takeaways, I had one agent who did these. It was so cute. She got them on Etsy, these little bags, and I don't want to give away her secrets, but anyway. So something that people can just grab and take with them at open houses is also really great because there's not the pressure. Like sometimes when you have platters of food or platters of stuff out, nobody wants to take it. Like,
you don't want to be that person, right?
You don't want to be the person. Right. So I find that like any kind of a giveaway, a bag of something or
also makes
something
them
like that.
remember the house too, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely. All right. So yeah, I mean, I think more lenders and agents should really work together and grow their relationships with each other because there's a lot of collaboration that can be done there. Let's talk a little bit about, so you're a local broker versus a big box lender. What's the difference for a buyer?
Sure. So, I mean, as a broker, I have access to many different loan products and options. So if you happen to be somebody who's looking for something outside of the box, where we have the different bank statement loans versus getting your tax returns or an investor type of loan, or, different arms that allow you to put less down with a jumbo loan or whatever. If you're going to a big box lender or even just a direct lender, they don't always have access to the same options that a broker would. That's just speaking direct lender versus a broker. The big box versus a local person would be having somebody know the market. I can't tell you how many times I've seen a loan estimate from a big box lender and it's the transfer tax is completely wrong. There's no home insurance included. Half the escrows are missing. They just don't have a handle on where we are and the market that we are in and what those numbers look like. And the last thing that any agent wants or any buyer really wants is to have those estimates be wrong. And then at the end of the day, they need another $5,000 or $10,000 sometimes at closing because they didn't receive an accurate estimate from the beginning.
In my experience, I've seen people pursue the big box lenders often after they started with a local lender because they see a rate advertised. Does that usually end up, and I've heard from some people that often what you see in the end can shake out even higher than what you were expecting. So it's not really.
And not only that, and I felt where you were going with this, Brian, which is like so many agents that, and the deals that I have, the people that I have lost because they went with a lower rate from a big box lender, even if it was 1/8%. They ended up regretting it when they got to the settlement table because not only was the cost higher, right? The cost is higher. Most often the cost is going to be higher at the end than they told you it was going to be in the beginning. And number two, the process was probably super clunky. They couldn't get a hold of somebody a lot of times. It's a different person they talk to every time. They can't get what they need when they need it, and they don't have a person there. So it's kind of you get what you pay for sometimes in everything that's out there, right? It's capitalism. It's, we have to be able to pay the wonderful people that we have on the back end, my processors, the admin staff, the people that make our business run and go. We have to be able to make sure that those people also have a job. Yeah. So, our pricing may be a tiny bit higher than what the bottom basement online bank that you're going to find. But the service level is going to be 1,000% better.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So talk a little bit about what's it like being a mortgage person right now? What's a day in the life look like?
Good. Oh, goodness. Well, it's tough because it is a lot of discipline of time blocking and making sure I'm doing these activities during this time so that I can build my pipeline out for future months. However, it's also running from here to there. I mean, real estate agents, people in real estate, a lot of times fly by the seat of their pants as far as somebody needs a showing tomorrow, so I need to drop what I'm doing tomorrow or reshuffle everything to make sure I can get that buyer to that showing. It's the same thing with mortgage. I mean, we're out and I am at a meeting somewhere off-site and I have somebody that needs something from me, so I always have my computer with me at all times, everywhere I go. And so it's just being able to be readily available when people need it, especially especially in this crazy market right now. And I had somebody over the weekend, a past client of mine, that called me, and she's like, we think we might want to buy an investment property, and here's the address, and we want to make an offer right now. And I had, they had bought a house 3 years ago from me. And so it was getting all that information together very quickly, getting everything over. They put the offer in. We still don't know if they got it. I hope they did. But being able to turn stuff around quickly like that, and just being available to be there for people when they need you to be there.